Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome along. It's where are we? Wednesday afternoon. I nearly got my days wrong then. Wednesday afternoon, just after lunchtime, we are out on this. This is Lexmoto LXS. So I was out on the LXR yesterday. This is the LXS version. Now, the differences being, if you saw the LXR, 820 to the seat, this one 790 to the seat. So if you've got a 28-inch leg or under, this is the bike for you. You're not going to fit on an LXR. Fluoro, so you've got the fluoro coloured wheels, all the fluoro flashes through the bike. Basically the same bike, just a little bit smaller. Same engine, water cooled 125, disc brakes to the front, disc brake to the rear, combined braking system. And yes, it's got no reg plate on. It's got a Lexmoto plate because I have my trade plate on the back. Before you start saying, oh, you shouldn't be riding the bike without a license plate on the rear. I have a trade plate to the rear, and it also means that the customer's reg does not get shown. We will fit this when we get back to the workshop. So that is the LXR. Now, a couple of differences are the bike is smaller. The bike has a shorter wheelbase. LXR has normally got a big exhaust pipe down here that cuts up to the side. This has the twin pipes to the rear that are under the seat, and your tail lights are just to the side of the exhaust. Indicators down the back, nice low tail tidy, and this bike rides absolutely beautiful. I do like the LXS and the LXR, but I will show you the difference once I climb aboard the bike. Now, we're down at Dobby's, where I normally film. Look at this. The sticker board is flying. So if you're a Motovlogger, come and drop your stickers on there. Big green hut. Look for the very big one on the right, and it's between the two. And he's even polished it for me today. He was down here a few minutes ago. He said, I've polished all your stickers up for you. I've put a duster over it. Thank you very much. So the guy that obviously maintains the energy station here looks after my sticker board. So you put the dash on. Now, that's the difference in your dash as well. So you've got side stand only on this bike. Your telltales are on the left and the right. Miles an hour in the middle. Mileage elapsed is down here. We've done 1.1. Your fuel tank is there. 5 litres will get you a couple of bars because the tank on these is big like the LXR. All your basic controls: start, kill switch, horn, indicators, hazards, main beam, dip beam, and your pass light down here to the rear. Great little bike. And what does it sound like? There we go. It purrs. It's a bit quieter than the LXR. Now, difference being, obviously yesterday on the LXR, I was straight legged. Look at this. I've got loads of room in my legs now. Now, the only thing being, a 32-inch leg. When I put my feet up on the pegs, I am right up on the bottom of the tank. So if you're a long-legged rider, get an LXR. Do not get an LXS. You will feel cramped on this. This feels like a monkey bike to me. But if you happen to be a lady rider, or you happen to be height challenged, this is going to be the bike for you. So we're going to get out. We're going to go have a ride, and it is a lovely warm day, which means warm roads, sticky tyres. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be throwing this around into the corners, but it will corner very well. That's okay, love, you cut the corner. Right, we are going to go out here. We're going to have a run down to my other shooting location, and we're going to go down through Simpson, under RB Bridge, as I call it. Now, your dashboard, obviously, is all LED, compared to the LXR, which is analog and digital. And second gear pull away. Yes, it does pull away in second gear. Let's get the visor down. It's lovely and warm. I'm sweating already. Now I've got a bit of air going past me. And I'm in my overalls, so I have got my Kevy armour on underneath. Noddy nod. And that's probably one of the boys from the bike group. Either that or it's Will, because I recognise the bike. We do regular bike meets across Milton Keynes. So if you happen to be a Milton Keynes biker, I am going to tell you where all the locations are. So Tuesdays, and I missed out on it last night because I had to dog sit while the missus was on her business meeting with the girls from work. So I missed out on that. But Tuesday nights, it's the last Tuesday of the month, and that is the Loughton Harvester, and everybody meets down in the back car park. And you can find the group on Facebook. It's called Toxic Throttle. So that is us. and you can go and meet all the boys and just take your bike along, have a drink and just chat bikes. Now this weekend, if you happen to live Milton Keynes, Woburn, the main part of Woburn, there is a big bike meet from 12 I think till 4, and it's going to be in the pub up in Woburn. You can't miss it because you just follow all the bikes that are going up there, but you've obviously got Pure Triumph up there as well that are going to be bringing some bikes. And if you've got a Harley or if you've got an enduro bike, just turn up on your bike. They don't mind what bike you've got, just turn up and meet all the biking brotherhood and sisterhood. So that is this coming Sunday. Thursday nights though, so go through the week. Tuesday, Toxic Throttle, last Tuesday of the month. Thursday, and it's normally the first Thursday of the month, down in Wolverton. If you've got a Harley, they've got the Harley Club owners are down there. You can check that one out on Facebook. There's loads of posts on Bikers MK about that. And then obviously Oakley Bike Club is back open again over at Oakley in Bedfordshire. So Oakley Bike Club is the one that I'm normally at on a Thursday. You can check that one out. Friday is live stream night with me, so I don't go out on a Friday. Saturday, garage day and pub day in the afternoon. But of course Sunday, don't forget, every Sunday during the summer is Super Sausage or Ride Out Weekend. So normally last Sunday of each month, meet down at Eclipse and we have a ride out to Super Sausage, or we have a ride out to other clubs. But Sunday, I think it's Sunday the 12th, is going to be the Gifford Park again. Now if you go back and roll into my videos of the Super Sausage and Gifford Park, look at the water down here, Super Sausage and Gifford Park meet where I took the Harley out, that is back on, and I believe that's the 12th, which is the Sunday the 12th of May. Super Sausage down to Gifford Park. If you want to ride out with me, meet me at Eclipse at 9 o'clock, which you can do. And 6-speed box on this one as well. And I'm out in the middle of the road because I've got nothing behind me at all, so I'm making the most of the road and steering clear of the puddles. Now, RB Bridge. Pointless red bombing because you can't hear the engine on this, and everybody has now figured out that you can park under the bridge and park up for the night. Yes, all the camper vans turn up there now and all the barges and everything, so good thing to test over the speed bumps. Look round the corner, make sure there's no cars coming up the hill before you pull out. Looking round, and a lot of people say to me, oh, how do you do it when you're how do you ride, or give me some basics instructions on where to place myself on the road. If you're on a 50 or a 125 and you're running the bike in, you want to be over here, position 1. That is where I ride. 30 mile an hour though, doesn't matter, occupy the whole darn road, stop them getting past. But if you're on dual carriageway, sit yourself in position 1. I do. I would not occupy a central lane on a dual carriageway at 40 mile an hour. You stand more risk of getting hit behind by someone doing 70 that hasn't seen you. If you're off to the inside, they've got room to swerve, and you've also got a chance to watch your mirrors, and you've got a bit of escape room. But if you're on a 30 mile an hour road, dominate it, position 2 and 3, and just make sure you do your shoulder checks, which is why you constantly see my head rolling around. I don't trust mirrors. I will occasionally use mirrors, but I tend to do a lot of this, which is my shoulder checks. I also do a thing called the 7s. So, left-hand corner. Get yourself out as far into the middle of the road as you can. You can see further around the corner. Right-hand corner, tuck yourself to the inside and look through the corner. Don't look at the corner, look through. If the road starts to disappear, you know the corner is getting tighter. If you can see more of the road, you know the corner is opening up into a straight. And that is how you get yourself a bit better view when you're going out into corners. Now, main dual carriageway, 40 mile an hour, position 1 for me. If I'm on the GTR, I'm out in the middle of the road. Or, in the next coming weeks, if I'm out in the middle of the road on the Triumph Explorer, yes, thank you for all the comments that people said to me, get the Triumph Explorer, doesn't it look a nice bike? I will be taking that out this Sunday to Super Sausage. I'm going out for a ride on the Explorer. And the one thing that I did pick up on, obviously, I said, oh, it's got heated seats. Yes, it has. The the rider's seat is heated. If you want the pillion seat, it's got the pilly on it, but you have to buy the heated seat package. And it's not that expensive, so if I do buy the Explorer, I probably will go and get myself the optional pillion heated seat. But I am about 90% there of getting the Triumph Explorer, because one of the motovloggers, Zhead, he went, you can't go far, I'm not going to do a Scottish accent, but he said you can't go far wrong with that Triumph Explorer, and he has one as well, so he's got the Tiger, he's got the 900. And I do enjoy riding that bike. Alright, it's slower than the GTR, it's got a top speed of about 120, 130, whereas the GTR will do up in the 150s, but more storage, more comfortable, better for longer rides, and the panniers and top box are huge on it, so I can get a lot more camping gear in there. And then Andy GSA Track said, oh, don't go camping, you want to go in a 5-star hotel. You can't do that when you're doing the ABR festival or Wild Bad. So watch this page, as I say. But this one's riding absolutely fine. As I say, customer is female. This is for Sarah, and she's like, oh, let me know when my video is up and I can go and watch it. So yeah, bike rides absolutely fine. The clutch is lovely and smooth. The gearbox is very easy to change down. The braking on it is absolutely precise, and the LXR and the LXS, the brakes on these are absolutely superb. And people say, oh yes, but you don't point out the bad points. I will point out the bad points of the LXR and the LXS. They are prone for popping the radiators, getting stones in them. Now, there are rad covers that you can buy from CMPO. Even on eBay, LXR, someone started making rad guards, and it's not just the 125, it's also the big bikes. I would put a rad guard on absolutely anything. The Explorers, I've put 2 on the Explorer, nice big ones. The CBR that we've got has got one on it, and my GTR now has rad guards on them as well. Slightest little stone that flicks up off that front wheel is going to hit that radiator and sometimes pop it. Now, Jamie's Biking Adventures, he did exactly that, popped his rad, and it was a stone chip right in the corner of the rad. Unlucky, just going through gravel, it picked up a stone, flung it up into the radiator off the front wheel, instant leak. So it's not a bad point as such, but obviously watch out if you're riding through gravel, your radiator is right down the front and it's going to catch something. And it's not just on a 125, it's on a big bike as well, so watch out for stones, they will pop your rad. The other thing is, obviously, keep an eye on your water level. Being a water-cooled bike, the last thing you want to do is get it hot and it starts to boil itself up, chucks the water off, and you've got a dry engine, because then you are going to cause a shed load of damage. And we have seen that. It's just bad maintenance. You should be checking your bike every time you ride it. Indicators, lights, tyre pressures, chain. Check you've got fuel, check your oil, and check your water. It takes you 5 minutes to do that, but will save you a world of hurt from those that don't have any maintenance, just jump on and off the bike all week and then get to the end of the week, oh, my bike's getting really hot, it's boiling up. Yes, check your water level. On the LXR you can look through the side. On the LXS it's slightly more difficult. Get someone to sit on the bike and look up the inside of the front wheel, or you can, which is an absolute faff, right hand side, take this little screw off, under there is your water fill chamber and you can check your water there. But it's a faff. It's easy to actually look up under the front wheel, get a torch, just shine it, get someone to sit on the bike and just shine the torch up at the reservoir. But keep an eye on your water levels, people. The other thing, E5 petrol only. Do not go putting the cheap E10 fuel in any bike. I certainly, people say, oh, my bike runs fine on E10. It probably will, but E10, you will lose a shed load of power. You will end up probably doing more miles to the gallon, or less miles to the gallon, should I say, because E10 fuel is not that high an octane. It's only 95 RON. Whereas your decent E5, your E10's crappy, your E10, 95 ROM, your E5, you're looking at 97 to 98, which means it can be up to 5% ethanol in that. That's what it means, the E5 and E10 up to. Some E10s will only have 6 or 7% ethanol in, but it means up to. It doesn't mean there is 10%, it means up to. Right, let's go down into town, chuck it round a roundabout. Corners absolutely lovely, and you can flick these around as well. So while I'm waffling, I'm just cranking up the miles. Get through the box as quick as you can. If you're running a bike in, just work your way through the gears. Try not to make it chug too much. Keep yourself up to about 4,000 RPM. Try not to push it too hard on the revs. You don't want to be revving the nuts off of it on a brand new bike, which is why I tend to roll in. I haven't rev matched down yet, so I'm just being gentle with the gearbox on this one, as I do on every customer's bike. Once we've done this, we will give the customer a call. Your bike ride's fine, it's all okay. The video will probably be up next day. I still have one more ride to do, which is my final test ride. Next thing for me, obviously now I know that it rides absolutely fine. The only thing that I have picked up on, and I'm fussy old bugger me, is if you look at my hands, that right hand brake lever is slightly higher than the left hand clutch lever. Brake feels slightly high for me. I'm happy with the clutch there, but that brake needs tipping down a bit, so you don't notice that until you obviously get it out on a ride and back into the workshop. So job for the mechanic, just move my clutch lever down a bit, mate. But that's just me being finicky, and probably a new rider wouldn't even notice it. I do. And it's just one of those little niggles that just annoys me. Levers not in the right place, but they come preset from the factory, and obviously depends how quick they build them. They'll just whack the levers on, bum, 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 and it's up to us to obviously adjust it and get it right. But that is annoying the hell out of me at the moment. That brake lever is just slightly high. I'd say it's only about 5-10 mil high, but it's enough to annoy me that I like everything absolutely asymmetrical across the bike. And if you're spending that amount of money on a bike, why should it not be absolutely 100% spot on? A lot of dealerships don't pick up on that. Right, round the roundabout, back to Tesco's, up the hill, back to the garage. And I've done more than enough miles on this now. Oh look, 6.7 miles we've done, 6.8, so by the time I've got back I've literally got a mile round the block to do on the final test ride. But I tend to stay out quite a lot on one of these, just to make sure I get the bike nice and hot, get the water temperature up nice and hot as well, which is what it is at the moment. That's looking good. It's running nice and cool. We're sitting at 41 mile an hour. I can go a little bit faster. Just give it a little blast of 45, around about 6,000 RPM, and then ease it back. Nice steady 40. Right, we're going to shift lanes, 2 shoulder checks, move over. Check the inside mirror. Rev match down. And people say, why do you rev match? Because it saves the gearbox. So if you're actually rev matching, rather than clicking and dropping the clutch, it will save your clutch and your gearbox, which is why you see a lot of guys rev match. I haven't rev bomb though. So test ride is complete. Time we get back, we're going to have 7.5 miles on it. Leaves me about 1.5 miles to do to get the 10 on the clock. Put the reg plates on. I'm going to adjust that lever. That's annoying me to hell. But everything works on the bike. All the lights, indicators, horn, everything works absolutely superb. We have got 2 more of these in stock now. We sell these fluoros a hell of a lot. So if you are interested in LXR, LXS, or any of the Lexmotos, or the AJSs, or the WKs, we've got loads in stock, and we are probably, noddy nod, going to be taking on Zontes soon as well. So we are in talks at the moment with Zontes. That would be nice. Another bike brand that we are going to sell. So next ride up for us is going to be the red and black LXR. That's going to be for, I believe, Robert. I will double check my paperwork when I get in. But test ride for Sarah is all done. Nice long test ride. RB's been waffling on like an absolute loon, like I normally do. Can't shut me up when I start. Whatever you're doing this week, have yourself a good one. Be well, ride safe. And from RB, as always, it's a big goodbye from me.